Welcome to Wicked Majesty.
Welcome back, my fellow seekers of the unseen and champions of the night. It's Keya here, your beacon through the shadows and guide to the mysteries that lie beyond. Tonight, we step into a tale that winds through the chilling streets of Easton, a story where courage faces the unknown and destiny is forged in the whispers of the past. Reflections of Fear is not just a journey, but a testament to the power within us all. If you're ready to walk this path with me, let your presence be known. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell for a voyage you won't forget. Share your own reflections in the comments below. Now, let's begin. It was a night where darkness consumed Easton, a silence punctuated only by the howling wind and the unsettling calls of distant birds. A chill of anticipation wrapped the air, a prelude to the horrors that lay in wait. Our journey begins with a solitary figure walking down an empty street, drawn irresistibly towards an ancient graveyard, the heart of fear itself. With each step, the weight of countless spirits pressed in, their whispers barely heard over the gusting wind. The sweet, unnerving scent of the unseen filled the air, a harbinger of the encounters to come. Our hero, faced with the embodiment of fear, steps into the graveyard, a realm where the boundary between the living and the dead blurs. Amidst the whispers of the dead and the moonlit silhouettes of wandering spirits, a monument stood, a beacon to the ancient souls trapped in unrest. With a resolve forged in the depths of courage, our protagonist chanted the words of release, a spell to free the spirits and restore balance. As peace returned to Easton, a new destiny emerged from the shadows. Reborn from the grave, our hero stood, no longer bound by mortality's chains, ready to face the unknown. The journey through the graveyard may have ended, but a new chapter had just begun.
It was a cold, dark night in the small town of Easton, and the only sounds that could be heard were the howling of the wind and the eerie cries of the birds. The darkness seemed to swallow up the town as it spread out like an inky blanket, shrouding everything in its grasp. As I walked down the deserted street, I could feel the chill of death in the air, and I knew something was coming. I could feel it in my bones, and I knew it was only a matter of time before I would experience the horrors that lurked in the darkness. I made my way down the street, and as I approached my destination, an old graveyard, I could feel the fear coursing through my veins. I had heard stories of what lurks in the shadows of these resting places, and my heart raced with fear as I thought of the monsters that lurked in the darkness. I felt my feet carry me towards the graveyard, and I knew there was no turning back. I knew that I must face my fears if I had any hope of surviving the night. As I stepped through the entrance gate, I could feel the mass of spirits that seemed to linger there. In the air, I could smell the faint scent of something sweet, and it made me shudder with fear. The cold night air seemed to wrap itself around me, and I felt as if I was lost in a nightmare I could not escape. I knew that I must confront what lurked in the darkness, and with strength of will, I finally stepped into the graveyard and began my search. As I looked around, I saw shadows moving across the deserted town, and as I listened more closely, I could hear the whispers of the dead calling from the grave. I knew I must be brave if I were to uncover the secrets of the living and the dead, and as my eyes adjusted to the darkness, I could see the small figures of people roaming the graveyard. They were pale in the moonlight, and I knew instantly that these people had come from beyond. I could feel their presence in my soul, and I knew I had to do something to free them. Taking a deep breath, I stepped forward, and my feet seemed to lead me to the monument of the dead. As I touched the monument, I could feel the presence of the ancient spirits within it, and I started to chant the words of release. The spell seemed to work, and one by one the spirits began to ascend into the night sky. I could feel the darkness recede as the spirits dispersed, and I knew the town was safe. I had been successful in restoring balance to the living and the dead, and as I walked away, I could feel the reverence from all around me. I had once again triumphed over evil, and I could feel the peace of the town slowly return. To the darkness, I saw something standing in the shadows, and I knew I had found my destiny. I was reborn as I came out of the grave. I had been released from death's chains, and I was ready to face any challenge that may come my way. My story may have ended in the cemetery, but I was now a new entity, and I was determined to make my mark in this new world. Was the hero that had come from the grave, and I was determined to make sure that justice was served. With newfound strength, I set out into the darkness, ready to face whatever haunted my path. As my thoughts still taunt me, I know deep down that I am no longer the same, and neither is Easton. I have returned from the grave, and now I must face my fate.
And so, Reflections of Fear not only tells a story of facing the unknown, but also of transformation and the eternal dance between light and darkness. Easton's tale is a mirror to our own fears and the power we hold to transcend them. What reflections have you found in your own journey? Share your stories and thoughts below. If this tale has moved you, leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell to journey further with us into the realms of the unknown. Until our paths cross again, remember, the darkness is not just a place of fear, but also a canvas for our brightest light. Farewell, brave souls, until the night whispers your name once more. Good night, wanderers. May your reflections always guide you back to the light.
Until next time, sleep tight, don't let the shadows bite.